What's up everybody, I'm Yoko for Yoko Gaming, and today we're going to be doing the top 3 classes and setups that I like to use for the M13. This came from popular demand from the Instagram and the Twitter polls that we did, so I hope you guys enjoy this guide. Before we jump into the video, don't be afraid to leave a like, show your friends, subscribe, share it. Don't be afraid to follow us on Twitch, Yoko Gaming 1, as we're always streaming on Tuesdays and Thursdays, trying to play with the viewers and help everybody out. Alright guys, so let's get into this video. Alright, for the first class, you know we have the Cutie Patootie, and when we're rocking the Cutie Patootie, you gotta have a pink camo, gotta have something loud, flamboyant. Not only do you want to just kill them fast, but you also want to piss them off as you do it. Alright, now if you watched some of these videos before, you know we kind of have about the same loadout, but the M13 is a little bit different because the M13, compared to the M4, for example, has a lot more recoil control. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep the monolithic for Warzone because you got to have a suppressor and you want to be able to touch people as far as you can, right? You got to have the Tempest for the exact same reason. Adds recoil control, bullet velocity, great for leading targets, and the damage range, always a plus. The Ranger, you could use the Merc foregrip for here for the grip, but the M13 already has pretty good hip fire, so I'm going to go ahead and go with the Ranger. You could even drop down to an operator if you feel like it, but I like this one. 60 clip because you know we're trying to thirst people, or at the at the least take down a vehicle, whatever. It's always good to have this. You could go a 50. To me, I don't really see a big difference in the mobility or the recoil control. I'm going to be completely honest with you. So this is personal preference 100%. Now, because the recoil control is great on the M13, we're not going to use the rubberized. We're going to go ahead and go with the triple tape just to try to offset some of these other heavier attachments that we have on the gun. All right, guys, so we have the M13 regular, and you know we're on PC. We always got to trace transparent as possible. All right, so I'm going to show you what it looks like with no attachment, show you the recoil pattern. I already kind of done a demonstration, but just for you guys, aim down the middle. Don't try to control it, just let it go. And the first thing you're going to notice is, unlike the M4 kind of went straight and then completely vertical. This one's got more of an arc to it. It's kind of more like a C or a J, and I'm going to show you how to control it. So, we know that when you fire, first about 2 seconds, it looks like it kicks a little bit to the left and then right. So what you're going to do is when you start firing, just pull this way, right? Pull to about 7 o'clock. Pull to about 7 o'clock, and you should be right on target. Seems easy enough. All right, now let's test it with these attachments. All right, so we got Cutie Patootie here, and you know we're rocking Cutie Patootie. We gotta have the pink camo. Doesn't matter if you get Damascus or not, because you want to piss people off when you kill them with the M13, right? Gotta get them ragey. All right, so we got all the attachments on here. Let's show you what it looks like without trying to control the recoil. You can kind of tell it's, even with all these attachments, it's a lot closer in the side-to-side spread, and that's very tight. Look at that going up and down. There's so much potential here to control it. So, look at that. Up for about 2 seconds and then a little bit to the right. So it's almost like the M4, but it has way less recoil. So all we're gonna do, aim here and then aim a little bit about in between 6:30, 7 o'clock. So aim up and then all the way down. Whew. If anything, I aimed a little bit more, 2 more, but that's pretty close spread there. Again, we're always on PC to be transparent, but that doesn't matter. Y'all know that. We'll do it again over here. Look at that. And just to prove you can do this on console, it doesn't matter what you use it on. I'll be doing it on the Xbox and PlayStation 4 controller. And here is the PS4 and Xbox with the Cutie Patootie, and as you're going to see, there's virtually no difference in the recoil between all 3 of the consoles. It just depends on the user and the recoil control. Alright, moving on to probably my favorite M13 class for up close and personal. This is a monster in multiplayer, and it's pretty good in Warzone as long as you can close the distance. Now, don't expect to touch people out at the ranges that you did with the other one, but up close and personal, this one's going to be an absolute beast. Okay, now what we're going to run here is the Tempest Cyclone. Now, if you're asking why don't we run the Mini and the lightweight suppressor or the monolithic, well, even at the lightweight suppressor, for example, you lose a lot of range and mobility. And if you go with the Mini on top of that versus the Cyclone, look at the range that you're still able to get with the Cyclone, right? and you're only losing a little bit of aim down sight speed, and I promise you're gonna make this up, and it saves you an extra attachment, 2-in-1. All right, for something, we're gonna go a little bit out the weirdness here. We're gonna go for the Commando foregrip, just because when you're shooting, you want to keep that vertical down and keep the horizontal really maintained. And this is gonna be perfect for this. It costs a little bit of movement speed, but don't worry, we're gonna make that up in the back end. All right, this is the Golden Troop, the 30 blackout rounds. This is perfect for multiplayer. Now, it's great for multiplayer because of the damage range. You don't lose any ADS. The recoil control is kind of going to cancel itself out. The bullet velocity is going to kind of cancel itself out. You're moving really quick. You can really put people down fast with multiplayer. In Warzone, I would maybe kick this out to a 50 clip, but play around with this first and tell me what you guys think. I think it absolutely melts as long as you can stay on target and hit about half of the clip. All right, now we know we're going with the Stripligate because we got to move fast, quick, boys. We out. And then, of course, personal preference, but I'm going no stock on this just to show you guys that this thing can be an absolute SMG beast if you make it this way. All right, so we got Pew Pew. You don't have to have the pink camo for this. I just felt, you know, being lazy and keeping it on. All right, so this is our fast SMG class. You could take off the Cyclone, I guess, for a laser and go loud and proud, but for me, I like having a suppressor on no matter what game mode I'm playing because I like staying off the radar. Now, this does have a little bit more kick. Like I said, this is kind of for up close CQB, but even at medium range, we can still control it. You're just going to see a little bit more vertical recoil. You can tell it's not as tight of a spread, but the way to counter that is the gun's going to kick up and then do a circle almost. So what you're going to do is just counter the circle, just like weaving a quilt, up and then around. And it's going to give you that tighter spread. All right, and last but not least, this is going to be Frank's Monster, which is short for Frankenstein's Monster, but Frankenstein's Monster wouldn't fit, so we always go with Frank's Monster. And this one's going to be a unique class. We're going to run the Tempest Mini to get the fast ADS speed that we need. This is going to cost us a little bit of recoil control and bullet velocity, but don't worry, we're going to make that up. We're gonna run the Tactical Foregrip as it does help with the aiming stability so you don't have a lot of sway. People actually underestimate the amount of sway an AR has while firing and how that can actually affect the recoil control and the pattern of the recoil. We're gonna lose a little bit of movement speed, but don't worry, we're gonna make that up in the back end as well. We're gonna put a fat 50 clip on because we're gonna need it. And we're gonna run the rubberized recoil control to make up for ones we lost in the back end, and the M13 skeleton stock, which is unique, that'll also help us with the ADS and the aiming and walk speed. And since we lose aiming stability there, of course, we're gonna gain it back right here. Like I said, everything cancels everything out. All right, so we got Frankenstein's Monster. Of course, we're always on PC showing it off, gotta be transparent. Now, the first thing you're gonna notice about Frank's Monster is the first second of recoil is going to be your biggest jump on the recoil, and then after that it's going to be smooth sailings, just holding it back down. But just try to anticipate that first big jump. Now, this can be a problem if you're being shot at simultaneously as you're firing at someone because you know you have flinch, so just try to keep that in mind. You might want to aim a little bit below the chest bone kind of thing, just a little bit more set of line, that way you can anticipate the flinch and anticipate that. If you're shooting them in the back, you can just shoot them right in the ear, you'll be fine. All right, here goes the recoil. Now that is 50 tightness, and as you can tell from the clip itself, it actually ADS is a lot faster than the Pew Pew, and that's because it's the best of both worlds. I think this one's great for multiplayer. You can absolutely switch it around. It can also be used pretty viable in Warzone. I've won a couple games with it, nothing too special. All right, guys, so that's it for the M13. Thank you for everyone on Instagram and everyone else who actually took the poll and gave their opinion on what they wanted to see. Let me know in the comment section below what you want to see next. I may still do the AK video just because it was pretty tight, 50-50 for a long time. I got some clips here, just the $500 free-for-all tournament that we won. Again, don't be afraid to check out the other videos that we have. We're going to be starting putting out a lot more videos for some upcoming games as well, so don't be afraid to subscribe and stick around. I love you guys, and as always, stay fierce.
Ooh, nice shot, man.
No! Good game, guys.
I'll take that, yes.
Forget this day.
Dude, I went fucking naked.